Welcome to the ridge, where the cool breeze blows, in the depths of the valleys, where men once believed. 140 years, oh what tales remain, the silence of the forest, of a world few came. A new world awakens from its slumbering sleep. Look closely, my friend, as you wander this place, for the trees hold the stories, the history's grace. With each crack of a branch, with each rustle and sigh, you can feel the vibrations of those who pass by. Gather round this fire, let the flames dance and sway, as the night wraps its arms while the daylight slips away. The spirits of miners, fierce and bold, the echoes of those pickaxes, the rush of the stream, the pulse of adventure, alive in a dream. So come, brave souls, to the ridge bathed in light, where the past meets the present in the arms of the night. Join me on this journey as we venture anew to camp on this ridge where the wild calls to you. Explore, discover and cherish the bonds, for the whispers of history are where adventure responds. So I've just arrived down at the river. I'm very excited to be back down here. Last time I was here I got onto some really good gold, and I just love this place. I love the history of the area. Finding that old camp with Rob going back a few weeks ago, and what I've decided is I'm going to camp up there myself tonight and see how that goes. I'm going to be here for a few days, all going well. The weather's pretty good for the next few days, even though we're going into winter, and yeah, an opportunity to see what we can find. I'll do a mix of chasing gold and relics. I'd like to work some of these inside bends and just make sure that there's no really cool relics just sitting in underneath, or even potentially gold up in the banks. We'll detect down on the river itself, and I'll also be starting again where I finished off last time with the sniping, and see if we can pull a few more nuggets. I'll also be trying out some new camping arrangements. I've got a hammock with me, so we're going to give that a go. A hammock and a couple of tarps for something different with the camping, and just see if we can improve and lighten this pack a little bit, because I am, with the detector, I'm carrying a heck of a lot of gear at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. That pack's been weighing a ton lately. It just gets heavier. I'm putting more and more stuff in it. Such a peaceful spot up here. It's definitely got the vibe. It's got an awesome view of the river. You can literally see the river down below. A little bit anyway. So I'm thinking I'll go this tree here. Oh, don't hit the trees, you get wet. And maybe this one over here. Should give me enough length to run the tarp and the hammock underneath. We might get a few showers tonight and tomorrow night, so this tarp will be handy. Got to attach all the strings to this tarp, and then might be nice to have a fire down the end here. or raise the sides and have one to the side there somewhere. Well, it's looking pretty good. It'll certainly keep the rain out, I think. I guess at this end, if it comes in from the north, I'm assuming that's north, but probably south. Yeah, it might come in that end, but we'll see how it goes. I think it'll just drop straight down, so it should be pretty safe. I probably should have put the hammock section up before this because it's quite low. But I want it low so I don't get wet. It's nothing worse than a wet sleeping bag. Just go in there like that. Keep it dry. I noticed the sun just poked through a bit too, so that's nice. Going to be a good trip. Alright, now just to pack all my prospecting tools into my day pack, and we'll get ourselves down to the river again. Get to it. Shovel. Off to work we go. Camp all set up. It'll be nice to come back to tonight. Fingers crossed it works out for me. Alright, this is where I finished up last time, and I was on good gold down in here. So we'll get back into it and just keep working our way across this bedrock moving forward, and hopefully we can pick up a few more bits. Just working a crack under the edge of the bedrock, and I was getting good gold in a spot like this last time I was here, so I'm hoping there might be something in this. We got our first bit. Alright, I'm getting a few flakes here and there, but nothing too chunky just yet. To show you these couple. In this location, there are plenty of places for the gold to hide. Thousands of little cracks in the bedrock make it a time-consuming process extracting the gold. But if you spend the time, there's plenty of gold to be found inside. In this location, there's a decomposing red rock, which I find specifically located where the gold drops out, which tells me that it might not necessarily be jasper, but decomposed ironstone. But one thing's for sure, wherever it's found, there's usually good gold. As always, there's plenty of gravel to be removed with the shovel. Now in these films you guys see all the highlights, but sometimes let me show you just how much time goes by between each piece of gold. And finally, we have ourselves a piece.
So it's been about an hour and a half since I filmed anything. It's been pretty slow, just little flakes here and there, nothing much to report. But then I just got a little picker, and just after that I think I've got our first little nugget as well. I'll give you a look. Real dark ironstone one. Can't see a lot of gold on it, but it'll clean up pretty nice, I reckon. Might be about a gram and a half. It's not a bad piece.
Once I found the nugget, things definitely started to heat up. There was definitely a pattern of much more gold than I was previously finding. And then a beautiful little picker arrived. Then another little picker, and then I knew that I'd found a solid deposit.
nice pocket.
In this spot I'd uncovered a giant crevice and it had heaps of gold inside, but as always I had those tight packed rocks to contend with. And another ironstone stained little nugget. Righto, so we did pretty good there for a bit. A couple of thicker little bits and plenty of flakes up in that spot. I finished up just up the front there and I've scoured, yeah, across all of this bedrock. You can see all the little dark patches where I've been digging. And we got onto some pretty good gold, but nothing too spectacular. I think I was kind of hoping that there'd be a couple of really big bits after seeing that nice chunk last time I was here. It is getting pretty cold. I'll need a good fire before dark and just warm up a bit. I'll put the fire fairly close to the top. Might keep me warm as I go to sleep, but I don't want to cook it either. That would be a bit traumatic. Want to get a good fire going tonight. Stay warm. Got to admit, I like this arrangement. I'll be able to sit on this tarp behind me, and if it rains I'll still be able to stay warm. Rissoles tonight, 4 of them. They should go down very nice. love this tarp arrangement. I can just throw all my junk out on it and sit down on the ground. It's a luxury I don't usually have this time of year. The ground's so wet and muddy. They get to lie down by the fire very often. Not this time of year. Oh, that's amazing. Straighten me back out. Oh, I sure hope that I don't burn that tarp down, that's all. So it's only 6 o'clock, pretty early. So what I might do is, we might do a little Q&A. I screenshotted some of the comments you guys have asked before I headed out this morning. The first one that I'll address, why is the water the colour it is? Why is it that dirty looking water? Well, it's not dirty, it's crystal clean, and most of the time I drink it without a filter. Although I have started to use my life straw a little bit, but that water's tannin. It's got vegetation all through it. It's from the tea tree and all the moss and all those sorts of things in the surrounding hills that are creating that tannin look. Makes it look like Coca-Cola. Alright, David Curtis asks, could you change the music, jazz it up a bit? Well, he's referring to a video I did on Osmiridium a year or two ago, and I think I used sort of classical type of music. Just thought it was fitting for that video that I shot. Those that watch a fair few of my videos will know that I do have some pretty heavy music at times. I pump out a bit of techno and that sort of thing, so we won't worry about that one too much. This guy's just got a couple of numbers as his username, 111972. He asks, where's your pinpointer? I've got both the Garrett and the Minelab. It's my the Minelab's my favourite. Have you ever tried the CTX 3030? It's a lovely piece of kit. Probably too heavy for your work though. Somewhere in my little day pack I have got my Minelab pinpointer, and I'm hoping to use that tomorrow if we get any tricky targets. Or a lot of times that I don't have it is because of that weight. Or I'm just using the Gold Monster, which is pretty much a target ID anyway. Becky Elliott 2871, she says, I'm interested in learning to crevice in fairly shallow water. What do I need to do as far as equipment and training? Well, I was never taught by anyone. The training just started by getting out and having a go for me, and I took to it pretty quick, I think. My first river was really rich, so it gave me the ability to find gold fairly quickly. Because it was so rich, I was able to find it fairly frequently, and it because it was kind of everywhere a little bit, I could quickly learn where gold would hide. As far as tools, well, I started with mask and snorkel, wetsuit, and I used to use a screwdriver for the crevicing, so I just had a flat head screwdriver, and that worked really well. If you want to do a real good job of cleaning it out, then you probably need a crevicing hook, a snuffer bottle. I was making homemade snuffer bottles, so you'll need a snuffer bottle. What else do you need? I created a thing that I called crake, which was a rake head and a crowbar. One end to break the bedrock and the other end to drag the gravels back off the bedrock out of the way. But over time, crake left big lumps on my knuckles where I kept ripping the skin off, where I'd hit the bedrock with my knuckles. So I converted to a shovel. So I'd suggest, yeah, mask and snorkel, snuffer bottle, crevicing hook, and a shovel would be good. Hi Levi, what type of head torch are you using? I'm looking to upgrade. That's Viking Adventures. I've been using the Olight Seeker 2 for about 3 or 4 years now, and it just has not faltered. It's an incredible torch, and it lasts, I get like a day and a half of runtime. If I've got it on a fairly bright setting, like if I've got it on level 3, it's got multiple levels, I might only get a full day out of it. But when I say a full day, I mean maybe in the summer when it's sort of like a 10-hour big day on the gold. That's probably another question that I get asked is how long am I actually in the river for? In the summer months I can spend anywhere from 6 to 10 hours, and during the winter usually about 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours will pull me up and the body's just absolutely freezing. Miss Stater says there are no saltwater crocodiles in this river. We don't have crocodiles in Tasmania, we're too far south. It's really cold in Tasmania, and the saltwater crocodiles hang around in the warmer temperatures up in the tropics. I think that's about me tonight. I haven't got much energy. It's been a big day, so I might give this hammock arrangement a test and see if I can get any sleep. Throw a bit more wood on and hopefully that heat radiates over to the sleeping bag for a few hours. A few minutes would be nice at least. I'm a big boy, 6'3". Righto, he's done it. Good night folks, we'll see you in the morning. Graceful. Got white feathers going everywhere. I put a hole in my sleeping bag last night just with the zip, unfortunately. I'll have to patch it up. Today I'm going to be detecting using the SDC, which I've only used once on this river before, and I ended up getting flooded out, so I ended up having to make an emergency dash out. But I really want to test all the bedrock. The SDC should punch a little bit deeper than the Gold Monster 1000 that I've been using, and we might be able to pick up a few good bits of gold. Those bigger pieces should be a bit deeper. I also want to do a bit of relic hunting on the banks. There's lots of really nice inside bends where we could potentially find gold or relics. And up on these ridges as well, I want to see if the old timers camped up on any of the other ridges around the area. There's the potential to find anything today, so I'm pretty excited. We'll give it a good shot at the detecting today. The water's so jolly cold at the moment that the sniping almost feels ridiculous, but yeah, the sniping does provide the gold, but it'll be nice to try something different for a change. So I'm looking forward to this today. We might do this for quite some time. Now there was a lot of good bedrock that I was sniping yesterday, so it might be good to go over this section of the river, and we know there's big gold there because we've had good sized nuggets from this spot before. Okay, I've just hit a target just down in there on the moss, but this bedrock was a hot zone for my sniping, so I've got a feeling this one will be gold. Hopefully you can hear it. If there's a bit of a crack under the moss here somewhere. It's down in there. It's getting louder. Break this up a bit. Oh yeah, there's a good crack down in there. Might get my crevice and hook out because I reckon it's tucked down in there. It's still there somewhere. Ah, you little nugget. What's that? Is that a bit of gold? That would not be setting it off though, that's tiny. There's a teeny bit of gold. I don't think that's our target though. That is minuscule. Just put that one in the snuffer. Well, that piece was a good sign, but where is the bigger bit? It's going to be a piece, I'm sure of it. Sounds really good. I'm amazed that I can't see it yet. We get a bit of water action. Might be sitting down in behind that bit there. There we go. Yeah. Nice little half grammer maybe. There we go. Beautiful clean bit of gold. Probably not half a gram, maybe 0.3 or 4. Nice piece. Yeah, that's a good start to the morning. We'll focus on this little spot here and see if we can pick up any more. There's another target there still in that same spot. And it's still going off, so maybe there's another bit in there. And it still sounds quite large too. Another bit in the same little crack maybe. I just peeled back some of this gravel and I can see 2 flakes of gold. Oh no, that one's just a rock. That one there is definitely gold. There's another bit, but I feel like our target's bigger than that still. Oh, what do we got back there? Yeah, there's another little bit, I think. Yeah, just lots of little bits maybe. That piece is just a little speckle again. Definitely a good target. Where is it? We'll pull all the gravel back and then I'll just flush it out. Yeah, you can see that bit of gold there. And there's another tiny flake up in there. Wow, a crack that keeps giving. see that. Grab the other camera. That is a little picker. That'd set it off for sure. Another 0.3 or 4 piece. Very similar to the other one actually. Beautiful piece of gold. Wonder if that's it. Still sounded a bit louder than that, to be honest, but we'll see. So I just cleared the water a little bit and I can see another little picker down in there, and actually there's another little flake just down in there. Oh yeah, nice little bit. Oh, another piece up there. This crack was just filled with gold. There he is. Beautiful little piece. That's what was setting it off. It's no wonder the SDC picked up this spot, but you can see how it's led to quite a bit of gold. Oh, is that a bit there too? It is. Just snuff it all up. All the sediment, take it all. A bit. Wonder how many other small bits are in there that I've missed. That was him. Alright, we finally got them all out. That was awesome. So maybe like 5 or 6 bits of gold and whoa, 2 little pickers. Alright, we'll keep at it. Not sure, but if I can get this log moved, I feel like there could be more up in there. I don't know if I'll move this because I think it's stuck in the ground up there. It's acting like there's another bit. There's more in there. I had to go and shove the coil back in, didn't I? The deeper up under the log. I can't get that log out because it's huge and it's buried, half buried under the soil up there. I could cut it out. I've got my saw up at camp, but that'll take a while to get through that one. It's going to be another nice chunk. Got the good old spork to clean out the crevices. The bedrock keeps breaking up too. Try and get all this bedrock out, create a big basin. Just hope it doesn't drop deeper. Okay, after a lot of mucking around. Oh, that's a cool bit. It's a nice bit. A lot of character to that one, a lot of shape. That took a while to get out. I've been mucking around for about half an hour. Very tricky little spot down under the log in that crack. You gotta be freaking joking. There's still another bit in there. Oh, the back. I've got one frozen foot from having one foot in the water and the other foot up on the bank. That's how long it's taken me to get these pieces out. I still feel like there's a fair bit more there, so I'll just keep mucking around. I'll break it up with the pickaxe and the crevicing hook and just see if we can get a little bit more. But if I was sniping underwater, I would have been able to clean all this up in about 5 minutes flat. More flakes. We'll get the snuffer for them, but that's not our big bit. There he is. That's the one that was just setting it off, I think. It's not real big, but maybe the SDC would pick that up. I think it would. Little poker. Another nice little bit. So I've moved on from that spot. I think we cleaned it up pretty good. And just tested out some fresh bedrock. Alright, this one's pretty exciting because I'm going over ground that I've sniped, and I found nuggets here. And just down in here, I'll have to unplug. And that's not a small target. That's blanking. Alright. I really don't want to get wet. I mean, I could come back later with the wetsuit. But if it's as big as it sounds, it should be fairly easy to identify. Oh, freezing as it is. Righto, finally got it. Turned out to be a piece of lead. I'm freezing cold, got my sleeve wet. That's the way it goes. But I did see a little flake of gold in a crack right next to it. Goody. It's strange to find any rubbish down here. We're so remote, so that piece of lead must have been a bit of old timers junk. Which is pretty cool. Better than a piece of new timers junk. Thank goodness. It's about midday, so I'm gonna head it back up to camp and have some lunch. I can see plenty of sunshine up at camp, and I'm freezing cold because yeah, I don't know, it's just a very cold day today. That air is really icy cold. So we'll head up to camp, have something to eat, and then we'll get back into some detecting. After lunch I'll probably start doing some of the inside bends and doing a bit of relic hunting as well. Smoking out my wetsuit. Today there's a bit of a breeze, which you don't usually get down in here. See, that air's cold. It's going to be a fresh night tonight because I think it's going to be colder than it was last night, and I was already cold sleeping in that hammock. Some noodles on the go. All fixed. Put some proper patches on it when I get home. It's a real shame that you can't have it that close because it's absolutely beautiful staying warm. I've tried 2 or 3 of these insight bends and haven't really come across anything. I guess in 140 odd years there'd be some major floods that would come straight up over the top of this, so a lot of the relics would be either blown into the river or buried deep under the gravels. I'll keep at it. I'm just doing bedrock and benches. Righto, got a faint little target here. I scraped back some of the soil already and it got a little bit louder. It was so very, very faint. I reckon it's up in there somewhere. Oh yeah, a bit of a crack going on there at the back. I reckon it's up in here. It's always this fractured bedrock. Louder. Should be able to see it. There's a small bit. That's not what it is. Just a flake. Once again. Oh, there it is. Washed it down. I think that'd be it. Another nice little picker. I reckon that's the one. Righto. Okay, well it's starting to get late. I've not been able to pick up any more gold on bedrock, and even on all these inside bends. I just had to go over this one here. Certainly doesn't seem to be any old relics on these benches, but the thing is it would have been flooded time and time again, so a lot of it would be buried even if they'd been on these benches themselves. So I might just keep detecting just for a little bit longer, and then I'll head back to camp. But if I don't find anything, you guys will see me back up at camp. Oh! Oh! That looks like it could be my biggest piece of gold. I haven't uncovered it, but take another look. Oh! What is it? That is the awesomest bit of gold. That was over an ounce. That thing looked absolutely massive. Woo!